All right. So before we begin this episode of the Nerdcast, I'd like to encourage everyone out there that if you enjoy this episode, to share this with your friends on social media. This way, we're able to help grow the community here in Edmonton and keep everyone up to date on the latest news and information regarding the geeky, nerdy people, groups, and events in and around the city of Edmonton. Also, if you or someone you know would like to be featured on our show, please feel free to contact us over at northernnerdnetwork.com. Now, on with the show.
On with the show.
Okay, so welcome back to another edition of the Nerdcast. My name is Dan, the man Chessel. That's right.
No one calls you that.
No one does.
No.
And on today's edition of the Nerdcast, I have beside me, which is very strange to say, but Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
Hi, Dan.
What are you doing here?
I was just going door to door and trying to let me in.
Wow. We should probably fix that.
Yeah, your locks are terrible.
Yes. Yes, there is no Chelsea this week. We're stuck with Marcus, which is
It's a downgrade.
Yeah, definitely.
No one.
You are definitely not prettier than Chelsea. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just can't say it. I just can't do it.
We don't even need to send that upstairs. It's not even close.
No. That's all right. So, thank you, Marcus, for coming and joining me tonight. Tonight we are just going to be having a nice little sit-down chat, talking about stuff and things, and yeah, finding out how things are going.
That's
so
the title to the episode.
Yeah, stuff and things. Stuff and things. That's what it is. And so for today, because we like to start off pretty much every episode by asking how everyone's week was. So, Marcus, how was your week?
Not bad. I got to play some games last night with you and Jordan over at Perks, and that was really Justin. Sorry, Justin. Over at Perks, that was really fun. We played a ridiculous dice game where you throw dice at the board.
Dungeon
Fighter.
That's right. That's
by
correct.
FFG, which is like the other FFG games I play are fairly
definitely
serious
not that way,
and are not all about just like jumping and spinning and throwing dice at the board. That was
I believe
awesome.
At one point we had to like jump up in a circle, not looking, and toss this dice onto the table, make sure it bounces before it hits the board, and then landed on the board. I don't think any of us were able to do that, John.
No.
It was.
I hit the table.
I was surprised I actually hit the
pretty
table.
happy.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was a good game.
that was fun. We did not win.
No,
that end just
no,
killed us.
we got killed by that. But yeah, that was really good. It's been nice and sunny. I got a bike, so I've been out chasing the kids in my bike, so that's lots of fun.
Yeah, I took Neo out today on his bike. We went to my mom and dad's house, and we went for a barbecue there. And
Did he get going?
he's not too bad. I think he's still got a little bit more to go on his training wheels. He's got the wheels still on there, but he's at least moving now. Like he's actually riding faster. Like he can go quickly. I'm just he like I went out there, tried to pull off the wheels earlier, and he still leans to one side, and
then falls over.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it on there for a little bit longer until he can I can see him like bouncing off those training wheels, and then they're coming off.
Well, what you do to get him used to the speed is you tie a tow rope to the back of the car and just do a couple laps of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Start off nice and slow at about 10, and after 4 or 5 laps, you're doing 50 or 60, and he's tired of screaming. So if he's still on there.
Well, if he's on there, we're good to go, right? Yeah. If he's not, then we'll have to start again.
Just wrap him in a mattress or two, and safety first, right?
Oh, safety. Yeah. Put a helmet on him, right? That's all you really need.
I don't know if I go that far, but yeah.
You don't need the helmet.
No.
You're the. I'm talking to an RCMP right here.
Yeah.
He's telling me not to bother. But
no, the science is still unconclusive about safety helmets.
Yeah.
It really isn't. No, not even a bit. If he gets hurt, this is on you. I had nothing to do with it.
Fair enough. So yeah. Anything else?
I missed 2 Star Wars RPG games in a row in 1 week. Normally, well, I've got your game that we play every 2 weeks, and we had to bail on that.
Yeah, nobody showed, and then people showed.
And then people showed
Yeah.
after I left.
Yeah.
And then I play another weekly game, and my internet was totally flaking out, so I had to duck out on that too.
Oh.
What are the chances?
I know. Whatever.
Oh well.
It's okay.
Life
We
goes
we
on.
didn't end up playing anyway, so yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Did a good grief, what was Friday? Oh yeah, that was
Friday
RPG night.
RPG night that you left on us.
Yeah.
We were gonna play Dead of Winter, and you took off.
Well, my wife was at home, so
She's
went
much
home.
prettier than I am. I can tell you that right now.
She is.
She's way prettier than I am.
Less beard.
I don't even really.
I know.
I
You
need
don't
to-
have a lot going,
I don't
but
really have a
it's
lot.
still less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. That sounds like fun. So yes. For myself, I also played board games with you.
Same games.
I know it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good time as well. What else did I do? Like I said, I took the kids out biking today. Man, that's pretty much it. I've got a pretty dry week. Packing. That's what it is.
Oh,
Like, I'm
packing's
doing a
the
lot.
worst.
Look at if you people who are like either watching this or listening to this. There's lots of boxes around my house right now.
Mm-hmm. You even packed up that all those TV monitors and stuff that were behind you.
Yeah, those.
So many boxes.
I know. So,
like hundreds.
So that's all gone. The whole studio thing is gone. Yeah, I had to pack them all up. I had to pack up that guy that was back there too.
Yeah. That's the dog crate with the air holes.
Air holes.
Oh. you're gonna want to hose that out.
Yeah, probably. All right. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Nice.
So the other thing I did is I got one of these. Okay, so last week I was talking about those fidget spinners, right?
Yep.
And this week I'm going to talk about the fidget cube. Now, you are not a big fidgeter.
Yep.
We went over this last night.
Yep.
You don't even see the value in this little device. To me, this thing is amazing.
It's still amazing.
Well, I've had it for 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, it's still fairly new. However, I've been playing with this stupid thing for 2 days, almost straight. Just
You haven't
picking at
beat it yet?
No, I just can't. I cannot figure this thing out. It's not a puzzle to solve.
That's what they want you to think.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
Maybe
puzzle
it
to
does
solve.
open up somehow. I just need
Yeah.
to like find the right combination of rubbing and moving things. So it
Then you get
has
3 wishes, but you can't wish for more wishes.
it has 6 various sides as a dice would. It's kind of weird that a cube has 6 sides. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Marcus is shaking his head. Yeah. And looking at me strange. So on the one side, it's got this like little disc thingy where I can just kind of spin it around. It's got maybe
Like
if you
the
can
world's tiniest TJ.
yeah.
Nope.
And you can't hear it, but maybe the listeners out there can. So anyways, it just kind of like makes this little bit of noise. I think that's kind of the downside of this cube.
That it makes
It
noise.
makes noise, and it can. If I give this to a kid, they're like making all sorts of crazy like clicking noises, and
And if you're like a ninja with ADD,
Yeah.
You'd have to get something else.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a little bit louder than the fidget spinners, but I find this a lot more discreet. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm playing with this cube, I can play with it, and people are not like it's not this big giant spinner thingy that I'm flipping around. I see the cool factor in the spinner, but I find the more practicality in the cube.
So if you're in like high level business meetings,
yes,
like G7 or NATO or something, you could
I could
sitting at the desk and
I could be fidgeting with
that
this thing and being like, oh yes, force reports, you say. Oh, okay, I'm totally into this now. As before, like fidgeting with this cube, I find is at least keeps my brain occupied, and it settles me down just that little bit. That's so weird.
Can we like buy one of those and mail it to Trump at the White House? Maybe that'd just
calm him down just a little bit. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea.
It may actually be that may be the answer.
Fidget spinner, hashtag fidget spinner Trump.
Yeah. Hashtag fidget cube him.
Yeah.
Fidget cube the Trump. We'll figure that one out. We'll work on it. We'll
fidget cube POTUS.
Yeah, we'll workshop that one.
Yep. Good idea. We'll put a pin in that for now, and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah. So, like I said, there's multiple sides. There's little rolly ball thing, little things to. I don't know. I don't even know what this is. Like it's almost like a lock combination
I don't know
thing.
What it is, and I'm looking at it.
I know you're like you don't get it, but to me, it's just like buttons and things that I can just mess around with while I'm doing other things. I don't know how to. I'm fidgeting. I fidget with stuff. All right.
That's becoming clear.
So, anyways, it also has this one spot here, which is kind of an odd thing because it's like a blank side, but it's after a stone. I can't remember what it's called, the soothing stone or whatever.
Oh.
Anyways, it's very calming, which is don't make fun of it's.
I'm laughing with you. Just as long as you believe that.
It actually is. If you sit here long enough and just kind of rub it back and forth, it actually like is very soothing.
Zen out and my eyes will roll back in my head and I'll just start drooling or something.
Yeah, I fell asleep the other day just doing this. It was great. All right. So yes, I'm really liking this thing. I'm gonna try put it down for now, but I know Trina and myself have been fighting over this thing consistently since I've got it because she fidgets.
So it's like
to me it's like the equivalent of having a pen that you consistently click it, like the top, and you're like messing around. You say you fidget with your knife.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing. It's something to do with your hands instead of either smoking or doing something. Maybe it's
painting them like Mr. Burns.
Yes, exactly. Excellent.
That isn't weird.
No, totally not weird at all. Okay, thank you. So yes, that is my newest toy. I was gonna think, it's gonna end up in Trina's purse and the kids can play with it. No, they're not. It's mine now. I'm gonna try not to.
So that's like the only one in the house?
It is the only one in the house.
Are the kids aware of it?
They know it exists.
Are they like?
You know what? Honestly, I gave it to Mal in the car the other day.
And he swallowed it?
Oh, he was just like super quiet.
Threw it in the toilet.
Oh, he was great. It was awesome. It's just.
Is there like a needle that comes out and like shoots him full of melatonin or something?
I don't know what it is, but it's like these little toys are the greatest for kids who are like super like if you have ADD or ADHD or whatever, if you have any of those kind of kids, I believe that this is better than the fidget spinners for that purpose. So if you do actually this is an actual serious thing where if you do actually have a kid with ADD, the cube I would highly recommend getting it for the kids because it just
tactile.
It's tactile, right?
Surfaces,
yeah,
and stuff than just sort of spinning it.
Yeah, except for though I say the biggest downfall is it is loud, like the clicky noises and things like that. When I'm doing it, I'm trying to my best to try not make it noise. There's ways of doing it so it doesn't make noise.
That's the challenge.
That's the challenge of it.
Yeah.
That's my challenge.
Advanced level
That's
fidget cube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're talking way too much about fidget cubing, fidgeting.
No, I want it. Give me the fidget cube.
Yeah. And so that's it. Yeah. So, Marcus, I'm so glad you came here today because we had no show really planned for today, and we're just gonna wing it.
I'm just gonna shoot the poop.
That's right. That's what we do. We here on the Nerdcast, we're not winging it. This is totally planned.
Absolutely, line for line.
Line for line. We know exactly what we're doing. We are super professional, in every way possible.
The hard part was writing my cues on the side of your head.
Yes, in the hat thing.
Yeah.
I got to keep my head turned a certain way so that people on the screen don't know or don't break that
fourth wall.
That fourth wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about podcasting for a bit. You do a little bit of podcasting outside of this one.
Sort of, a little bit.
We're gonna
So sort of the backstory on that is like we got into Star Wars RPG like a year and a bit ago.
Yeah.
As part of that, I started listening to Ben Yendel's excellent podcast, Tales from the Hydian Way. He had a guy on, Ross Rockefeller, who does an actual play podcast like that. How's that?
That's great.
Good. Okay. Ross does Dice for Brains, which is an actual play podcast of Star Wars. So I started listening to that. My kids started listening to that. My son Titus really wanted to play Star Wars. I'm like, yeah. Now he's 7. He was 6 at the time. And my daughter Sophie wanted to play too because it was the thing that we were doing. So we started to play with me as the game master. And then Titus is like, I want to be the GM. Okay, well, go nuts. Well, he's actually getting really good at it for a 7-year-old. And really,
I would say sorry, I've actually listened to a few of the episodes, and I'm quite surprised at some of the things that he comes up with as a GM.
Yeah,
like, it's a 7-year-old brain. Yeah. Yes, I mean he does come back around a lot.
Yep.
Because he has a vision of something, and so if you sidestep him in any way, he seems to like try to.
He's fairly directional with the storytelling.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't hold that against him. He's 7 years old.
It took me like a year to learn that as a GM, and I'm like 100.
I still railroad you guys.
Yeah.
Every so often.
Yeah.
You guys are going down this path.
No, you're playing my game wrong.
Yeah.
So Titus is still super into Dice for Brains and listens to that, and then he'll incorporate whatever that gang is doing into his next episode. So we've ripped off their planets, we've ripped off their characters. Susan White, who's
you've ripped off their players.
I know, we ripped off their players. Susan came and joined us for a session because she's fantastic.
She is pretty amazing.
She's I can't say enough good stuff about her. She's amazing. So we're up to like episode 9. The name of the podcast is Force versus Darkside.
Yep.
Right now it's just web hosted. He's really pushing me to get it on iTunes because he really wants to read iTunes reviews like they do on Dice for Brains. He's also been co-opting my buddies from my other Star Wars game to show up and play as guest stars. He's got my brother, his uncle Wade to show up for an episode. He got my buddy Jeff to show up for an episode, and it's pretty entertaining. He's a really good GM for a 7-year-old. Sophie, who's still 5, is hilarious. The stuff she comes up with. Her character is a monkey lizard.
Yep.
Because my character in another game is a monkey lizard, so I got like a crocheted monkey lizard that she loves. And her monkey lizard is named Boo Boo Butt and refuses to walk anywhere, so she'll butt scooch. Like, when dogs do that thing where they wipe their butt on the ground because they have worms or whatever, that's how she gets around.
I find that more hard work.
Yeah.
Than try to walk.
I don't even want to try that.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be butt scooching everywhere.
That's the opposite of laziness.
But whatever. Teach their own, I guess.
That's maybe how she wants to play it. So
maybe that makes her feel good. The monkey lizard.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't judge.
I'm just sitting back and rolling along how I can, and my character's a Wookiee in that game, so Boo Boo Butt will frequently butt scooch up my back and sit on my shoulder.
Might as well.
And I guess leave like a trail of poop up my back. Maybe I don't know. I can't see that. Wookiees aren't that bendy.
It's in the fur, right? So it's kind of you're brown anyways.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dang it.
He's gonna need to shampoo a lot.
That's why it smells.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hilarious. So if anybody's ever curious what an actual play podcast of Star Wars FFG's or FFG's Star Wars role-playing game is like, game mastered by a 7-year-old, I think if you Google Force versus Darkside, it might come up.
If not, I will have a link.
Yeah,
I'll put a link.
Share the link on Twitter or Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, share it on Facebook, on Twitter here, and later on, you guys will. I'll retweet it, and you guys will find it.
Titus religiously watches his views or listens.
Yeah,
so he's like, "Dad, we've got like 8 listens in this episode. Like 7 of those are you, son." But he's still really excited about it.
That's awesome. I'm very excited because every time I come over, he's like, "Did you listen to the last one we did?"
Yes.
Sure.
Maybe. Sure.
Yeah. Which one is it about? Totally got that one. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
There's an Angry Mountain.
I have listened to a few of them.
Yeah, they're pretty entertaining.
They are.
The one with Susan is great.
That was
fantastic.
My favorite so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's entertaining, and the way he does his things is just so yeah, if you want to go listen to an actual play podcast hosted by a 7-year-old,
and it's like there's no we've got like microphones and buttons and cords and crap. No, for Force versus Darkside, it's an app on my phone.
Yep.
That we put in the middle of the table. At one point, we had sound effects on the other iPhone, but it was. Titus just lost interest in the game and kept pressing all the sound effects buttons, so we had to.
Yeah, well, I mean, fair enough. I mean, really, you give a kid.
It's like giving you a fidget cube.
Exactly.
He's not going to leave it alone.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah. That's so fun. Times. I mean, like right now at this point we're moving, right? And we are going to be moving to a new place there. I don't even know what it's saying. And what's it called? In the basement is unfinished, right? And so we are planning on actually doing a full soundproof studio in the basement for the Nerdcast. So when we do that, I'm hoping to get another mic, better one, so that I can have maybe yourself or whoever come over and actually do whatever there. But I actually have a nice setup downstairs.
So we've got a pretty good setup for ours. We do it on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And occasionally Logan, who's 18 months, will run in and start screaming and yelling. and we just incorporate that into the show.
Yeah,
it's
you
just,
guys
it's
just-
all about
you just-
showmanship.
Just got to blend that all
He's,
in.
we say that he's our little Ewok or Jawa or something, and he comes in screaming and yelling and hooting and hollering, and Mom comes down and grabs him and hauls him off again.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's all part of the show.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, and once we get the studio, maybe you guys can just come over and play it downstairs.
Do like a crossover
we could do-
recording game.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my agent.
Yeah, you talk to
And,
talk to Titus.
Yeah.
Talk to your host there.
I'm just his manager. He's the
totally
guy running the show.
Oh yeah. So anyways, that's awesome. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit here and talk a little bit about some of the movies that we've watched.
Yeah.
Because I've now abandoned Trina twice in the last week or so.
Yeah. I think it was last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend we
Yep.
did like twice.
Yep.
Where we went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy and
Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant. Yeah. So I'm going to start off by talking about, and no, we're not going to talk about any spoilers here. So if you're out there watching
Snape
this,
kills Dumbledore.
oh man,
That was Alien.
oh is it?
I think so.
Okay, I'm not
Snape's
sure.
what I called one of the aliens.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
I was wondering
that's
what
how
you were
that
talking
works.
about. Like, I don't remember that at
That
all.
lady, Dumbledore.
Oh, okay, totally.
It's in the extras.
Anyways, I just want to get your thoughts on some maybe Guardians.
Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians, fantastic.
Yeah?
I love Marvel. I love the Marvel movies. Pretty much everything they've done since Iron Man, other than the Netflix Iron Fist series, which is terrible.
Yeah,
Everything else is solid gold. But the first Guardians was my favorite one.
yeah. The
because
hand in red is
the which?
the hand is in red.
The hand isn't.
Red. It's like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Iron Fist. I mean, was
Yep.
awful. Like,
Yeah,
don't-
no, it's terrible.
it's
terrible.
the hand is in red.
But
That's all I have to say.
But yeah, the first Guardians knocked it out of the park.
Oh
for me.
yeah,
I
it was
loved
amazing. I don't say I like honestly. I'm gonna say this. The second one, not as good
Well,
as the first one. But they
So
set the bar really high.
Here's my take on that,
Okay,
because I disagree a little bit. Going into the
there's no
first one,
disagreement on the show. This is my show. You're out of here now.
no, it's my show.
Okay,
Give me the fidget spinner. I have the fidget
Yeah,
spinner.
you can-
Going into the first Guardians, I had no idea what to expect.
or who the
like
Guardians were.
Yeah, leading up to it, I read a bunch of what I thought was the Guardians of the Galaxy comics.
Yep.
But it was the old ones, which are not the same as the new ones, although the old ones sort of show up in the movie a little bit. Like Yondu is
Yeah.
an old Guardian from the old comics.
yeah.
So the first one, I had no idea what to expect. And that scene where, like the first scene of the movie where Star-Lord walks in and does like this Indiana Jones, while he's dancing to 70s music.
Yeah.
That nailed it out of the park. I could have left the movie at that point and been totally happy.
And
then it
completely
just-
satisfied,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
that was fantastic. I could have left happy at that point. But so they had already set that bar really high with Guardians 1. So that's what you're expecting with Guardians 2. So it's sort of set up to fail because they've set that bar that high.
Yes,
But it totally doesn't. It's so awesome. It's so good. Baby Groot just is fantastic.
He was
Rocket
awesome.
knocks it out of the park.
I was very
Gamora is amazing. Nebula is got wicked lines here and there. Like
I find that
is fantastic.
I find that there was not as many jokes in this one. However, the ones that were there
Mhm.
landed
Yep.
so hard. They were
Drax kills
so
me. Drax- Dave Bautista as Drax
he's
is
awesome.
phenomenal. That guy is amazing.
I'm just laughing because
And-
I think I'm just reminding myself of some of the lines that he was going. I don't want to spoil anything but yes, His character is amazing.
The physique on the guy
He's huge.
Like Chris Pratt is cut in that movie, but Dave Bautista looks like a green painted Norse god. He is just a massive, huge guy wearing green body paint who's just phenomenally hilarious, and he laughs the whole time. He's stabbing things, he's exploding things. It looked like the whole cast
was having a good time.
The time of their life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that just comes through.
Yeah, and it was still a great movie. So now I'm going to ask you, what do you think about Alien?
I really, really wanted it to be really, really good.
See, that's your problem.
I love the Alien movies. I love them so much.
And they're so near and dear to your heart.
They're so good. I love that creature. I love a good villain in movies. Like Hannibal Lecter is amazing. The Predator is fantastic. Alien is awesome. A good villain is so much harder to do than a good hero.
Yeah.
And there's just not a lot of good villains in movies. And Alien and the Predator are by far the best creatures in any movies that have ever been cut. Yeah.
Then there's a reason why they were facing off on each other like so many times. I mean, like, honestly, we
don't talk about those movies because they're awful.
Yeah.
And now without any spoilers, like in Predator 2, where there's an alien skull in the ship, that makes zero sense anymore.
We don't want to talk.
Both of those movies make
nothing.
They were worth throwing away. Alien versus Predator 1 and 2, and I don't mourn their loss, but now they make they
just keep going. They keep going, and they keep messing things up. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
Right. Like they keep trying to right the ship, in some way or another. But the more that they try to do that, the more I find that they're failing.
Well,
because they're not actually giving people what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it's hard to get into a lot without spoilers. But so here's my theory: Prometheus really went nowhere and didn't do anything.
Especially for something that was said, "Oh, we are setting up the beginning, and this is how it all happened."
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So Prometheus didn't really go anywhere to further the story very much. Alien Covenant
and
did
Prometheus
a little
was
bit
not
more.
scary. Like I'm sorry, it just
didn't make
was
any
not.
Sense. Yeah.
It didn't it didn't have that
umph.
Yeah.
And same with Covenant.
Yeah.
Like what made Alien so scary, the first one, and 2 so awesome, is this intimacy between the humans and the alien, especially in the first one where it's like this close to them.
Yes.
And like it all felt really tight all the time. Whereas in Covenant, it just doesn't. It's like they're sort of on the same planet, but it doesn't feel tight and claustrophobic in close quarters as the first one. It doesn't feel as action packed and like you're trying to fight back the tide like the second one, and it just doesn't really work. But they've got to a point where they've done all this setup. There's a gap because there's a third movie.
Yep.
There's Alien Awakening, I think it's called. They're working on it before Alien.
Yeah.
So there's one more movie to tie these 2 prequels into the original movies.
They better.
And they've leveraged themselves so far out that the third movie really needs to pick that up and tie it into the original ones. Otherwise, the first 2 are just going to fall and break apart, and everybody's going to make fun of them till the end of time.
Well, and okay, so I thought that the movie was fine. Like I don't have anything horribly negative to say about it.
Yeah, there wasn't anything terrible.
There wasn't like Prometheus was terrible. I'm sorry, it was awful. This one was okay, but it's still not what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Yeah.
not what I'm looking for in an Alien movie.
There were parts I didn't like about it, but there's characters I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
But the main lead, I didn't like her at all.
No. Anyways, so yeah, it's just.
But
I'm just. Hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get past all this and get.
An Awakening will be amazing, and it'll tie everything together, and
it will be exactly what we wanted Prometheus to be in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But meanwhile, we're still paying to see all these movies anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't really care.
No, they don't.
I'm just my fear is I'm watching this and this is Ridley doing these movies, and then he's got another movie coming out that.
Come on, Ridley, buddy.
I mean, he's got it.
You can do it. Come on.
Because here's the thing: Blade Runner is coming out here at the end of the year.
Yep.
And I need this movie to be good.
Yeah, you're a big Blade Runner guy, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep.
It need this to be good. You cannot.
And it looks good. The trailer.
It looks great. Look, it looks great.
Yep.
You better okay. So when I look at Blade Runner, it's an action movie, but not an action movie, right? There's more. Is more to the movie, right? There's more psychological things that are happening in this movie. And if I don't get that, if I get this straight up action movie, that is what I'm fearing that's going to happen, because they can do that nowadays. They can. Because when they made Blade Runner the first time, they didn't have the same kind of special effects that we got nowadays. They did an amazing job with what they had during the time. But there was no giant explosions and people doing crazy leaps of faith and whatever else. I need the psychological end of this movie to still ring through.
Yep.
I don't necessarily need it to be a straight up action movie.
Well, see, there's hints of that in the trailer,
yes.
though, right? Like Ryan Gosling's character goes in, sits down with Deckard, and he's like, "I need to ask you some questions."
Yes, which is why I'm holding hope out for this movie, right? Like I'm telling you, this better be damn well good, or I'm out.
Yep.
Like, whatever. This is the one everything is hinging on it for me. Because if he doesn't deliver here, I don't know if I can even bother going to see the next Alien movie. I'll be.
You're
out.
Going to though.
I will.
Yeah. You're not fooling anyone.
No. Yeah. So that's the one that I'm looking forward to the most and fearing the most at the moment. But there's a whole bunch of other movies coming out here.
Yeah, there's Wonder Woman comes out next week. Spider-Man comes out this summer. Ragnarok comes out in the fall.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars is coming out this year.
It's coming out in December. There's piles of really good nerdy movies coming out. It's great.
I'm super excited. What about Wonder Woman? What are your thoughts on that one right now?
Well, I think the trailers look great. I think Gal Gadot is an excellent casting job as Wonder Woman. She was the best part of Batman versus Superman, which
should have been just named Wonder Woman's better than everything in this movie.
Yeah. They should have just shortened it down to 15 minutes, and it's Wonder Woman coming in being like, "You guys are idiots, and let me just step in and save you from your stupidness."
Yeah, well, that movie was way too long as it was. Yeah. I think that's mainly a lot of the downfall was it just drug on.
Lex Luthor killed that movie for me.
Yeah,
we
don't want to.
Yeah.
Talk.
Anyways,
that's over.
That's a deep rabbit hole. I think, but anyways, all that to say, Wonder Woman was fantastic in that. Gal Gadot was excellent in the part in a terrible movie. Chris Pine is great in everything I've seen him in.
But he's another Chris. There's
there's piles of them.
There's so many Chris's out
Chris
there right
Peas,
now. I mean,
which is
geez.
weird, but they're all good. They're all
They're
fantastic.
they're all so great.
It's just
but
a pile of Chris Peas that are amazing.
they all kind of blend together, though. That's my issue.
I don't know. I keep picturing Andy from Parks and Rec, and then picturing Star-Lord, and just the so oppositeness of those characters, but the similarity at the same time, and played by the same dude, just cracks me up. I love it.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is fantastic. But yeah, Wonder Woman I think looks like it could be really, really cool. I like the setting in World War One. I like everything I've seen in the trailers. But DC is just terrible at making movies.
I have yet to. Well, other than the Batman ones,
I loved the Batman ones.
They were great.
But after that, it was this Superman. I have never liked the character of Superman. So
I'm not a big.
Those movies wasn't a big surprise for me.
Yeah,
Superman's like the cheat codes to the comic universe, and he's
and they always play him wrong. They always play Superman the wrong way. And I this is not the place or time to get into the reasons why they keep messing up Superman.
But yeah, Superman I didn't like. Superman versus Batman I didn't like. Suicide Squad I tried twice to watch, and I don't like any of these characters. I think they're all terrible. None of them have any.
And that was another one I was super excited for, because it looked really, awesome really cool in the theaters. I'm like, look at that! Like the way the helicopter comes in and all the explosions, and the way that Harley was, and I'm like, man, this looks so cool. This is gonna be great.
Croc looks believable as a character, which Croc never made sense to me in anything, like the animated series and stuff that I watched growing up. So like, that looked like it was going to be really cool.
It was, yeah,
didn't like that. So, yeah, in my mind, DC has a fairly recent history of just putting out garbage, and then being confused why people didn't like it. So I'm really, really hoping that Wonder Woman isn't like that, especially because, like, I've never been a big DC guy, but I understand how, like, Wonder Woman was one of the first female heroes. She's totally badass. She's fantastic. She's righteous. She's
got all these great qualities.
Amazing. She's a great female role model.
If you want that female role model type character, that's the one you're looking for. Yeah. And they even had those screening. I think it was a screening.
About the all-female screenings. Yeah. And stuff. Fantastic. If they can fill a movie theater full of women who want to watch that, absolutely. Go
nuts. Fill your pants.
Go nuts, ladies. Enjoy the show. Have a great time. One of my coworkers has always loved Wonder Woman. I know I don't think they're doing any local all-female screenings, but I'm sure she's going to see it at some point, because she loves the character. She's loved the character for years, since like the bad 70s TV show, which I don't ever remember watching, but like they
were bad.
Yeah, all 70s TV was bad. There's Captain America, Hulk.
Did you ever see those?
I watched Hulk when I was a kid, and it was bad.
I watched Captain America and the Hulk one.
But like,
they were good.
Wonder Woman.
I still enjoy. They're great for.
They're great for sitting back and like mystery science theatering them, and just making fun of them and throwing popcorn at the TV.
That's awesome.
But like, Wonder Woman was named, what was it, like the UN female ambassador or something, and people got all bent out of shape about that, and like, really, it seems odd.
It's
to
what
me
she stands for. I mean, honestly,
name a fictional character to that, but yeah, it's what she stands for. It's what she represents to people.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. I named my third kid after Wolverine, and I'm wearing a Deadpool shirt. Like, heroes are important to people, especially in a world that's going to crap.
I mean, we had like a whole thing where the Norse mythology, right? That is the superheroes of their day. That honestly, if you look back, that was their superheroes, like Hercules and the Greek gods.
Pantheon, the
they're all
pantheon, the Norse pantheon.
Yeah. They're all the superheroes of their day, and they They believed in those. They're characters that they believed in.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters that we believe in are now Deadpool
and Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
exactly.
who doesn't believe in Kylo Ren? Solid. I believe he's gonna pull out the.
I hope so.
I think he's gonna be.
He
I think
hits
he's
puberty.
I think he will be.
Goes
right.
from there.
Yeah,
but
he's got a little bit of a spaz thing going on right now.
He just needs a hug.
I think so.
Well, he got that hug, and then he killed the guy that hugged him. So, yeah, maybe. Well, but he got the hug. Maybe that'll make the change.
Maybe that'll be it.
Anyways, yeah, there's a pile of good movies coming out. My
Spider-Man
looks really cool. I've never been a big Spider-Man guy. But
okay, so
I know.
Honestly, Sony. I'm not a big fan of Sony or any other people like owning the Marvel like rights at all because they've always seemed to mess them up. And same with Spider-Man. They even Sony's been messing up Spider-Man for the last little while, right?
Well, they did the original 3 or
like Andrew Garfield is just awful.
Yeah.
Like it was just not a very good like not a good series. So like I'm super excited to see what they're gonna bring to the table. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
The young guy that got to play him for Civil War was fantastic. I really
he was a lot of fun, right? And so he's gonna be doing the movies now, right? So I'm and the trailers and everything looks awesome. I'm trying not to watch too many of them. Because I know that there's been piles of them coming up in the last little while, so I'm trying to avoid them just as much as possible because I know it's coming out soon, and I kind of want to go in there hoping for the best here. But yeah, it looks awesome. I'm super excited for it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I want it, and it looks fun. That's the other thing. Like it looks like a fun, light movie to go and check out.
Why can't I think the name of the guy who's playing Vulture? It's just falling out of my head. I can picture him.
There's called something called the internet.
I've heard of that. It's on
it's
computers
weird.
Now.
Anyways,
good grief. Yeah, like I can totally picture him. He was the Batman, the original Michael Keaton.
Is it Michael Keaton?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Why are you doing that instead of IMDb? What are you?
Well, this is IMDb right here.
Oh, well, yeah.
See?
Yeah, I'm sure it's Michael Keaton.
I'm sure you're probably right.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
the Vulture.
Yeah.
He looks great in the part.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in anything for ages and ages. And
well, I didn't care about anything he's done except for maybe that.
I didn't see the Birdman one.
I didn't see that one either, honestly.
It's still on my I need to watch this list, but I just haven't seen it.
Well, and honestly, I think that's a lot of it has to do with his time with Batman.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I remember him from, because that's all I ever remember watching him. And still my favorite Batman, by the way. Best Batman ever, Michael Keaton. Okay, that car.
The car was pretty sweet.
The car is iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like if you know the Batmobile is the Michael Keaton Batmobile, and
the
Jack
Tumbler's
Nicklaus
totally badass,
yeah,
but
it's
it looks like
cool.
like a Star Fox polygon tank. It didn't have the same ridiculous, awesome Batmobile look to it.
Yeah. It is just not the. It's not the same. I didn't like the Tumbler, honestly.
I wanted to drive it because it's like a real vehicle.
Honestly, if you're gonna like
actually
roll over
it into stuff,
yeah,
and
like,
it was awesome.
If you want to actually like drive over it, like if you want a tank on wheels,
I do,
which is pretty awesome. I just don't see Batman driving a tank on wheels.
But I saw him drive a tank on wheels.
I know. I just
in like 2 movies.
I know.
Then all the bad guys were driving him, but that was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, the Batmobile is still the Michael Keaton Batmobile, where like
I don't know, the Adam West Batmobile.
Yeah, that was pretty cool
That was
too.
pretty awesome.
I like that. I like that car. Anyways, yeah.
But yeah, Michael Keaton looks great as the Vulture. I think a lot of Spider-Man's villains are kind of goofy, especially in the past movies.
Oh, super.
And they just didn't work. I really like Venom and Carnage because they're
they messed them up.
Totally awesome. They're terrible in the movies. They're awesome in the comics.
Oh yeah, I love Venom. Venom is one of my favorite.
Venom's now like
villains
a
ever.
good guy in the comics and hangs out with the Guardians, which is kind of cool but kind of weird.
Well, it's not even Eddie Brock anymore, is it?
No, it's somebody else. Air Force guy.
Oh, it's what's his name? Son. I think.
It's not Osborn's son.
No, not Osborn. It's J. Jonah Jameson's son.
Yeah. And Carnage has got his own series in the comics.
Oh, does he?
He runs around, just savagely murders people, which that's what Carnage does.
Yeah,
it's in the name.
Yeah, he's on, and I see. I love the '90s. I love the '90s comics, and I love like when those characters were created. Like Carnage was awesome. Like Michael, something Cassidy, right?
Cletus Cassidy.
Cassidy. And him being like this psycho, like super like
crazy
demented, like he's super demented, and he was like that before he got the. Oh, so good. I loved it, and it was super scary. Like if you want a nice, good, scary character, we're going back to the alien thing again. Like you want a good scary character, that's a good scary character, because you don't know what he's gonna do. Like he's unpredictable.
He's not gonna pull his punches. He's not gonna. No. Haha! I've captured your girlfriend.
No, and he can make his hand into like an axe, right? Like I mean,
no, it's just a bloodbath following him around.
Yeah,
he's a maniac.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, apparently Venom was like a fan-made character or something.
Was he?
I heard that once or read that somewhere.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was Todd McFarlane that made him. I know that much.
Was it?
Yep.
Maybe I'm thinking Carnage. Anyway, one of the two.
Yeah.
Or I could just be full of crap.
Probably.
In my house,
we are hard hitting like journalists here at the Nerdcast.
That's right.
Hashtag
fake news.
Yeah, totally. So that's pretty much. Like, is there any other movies that you're excited for? Other than Star Wars.
Oh, my kids want to see Captain Underpants, and I can't sit through the trailer.
I cannot.
I suffered through Angry Birds. I suffered through Lego Batman.
I got out of Angry Birds.
Angry Birds
so happy when that day came, and I'm like, I did not have to go to that movie. I was like, go for it.
Titus wrote like the release date of Angry Birds on the calendar, and
did he?
Dad, we're going day one. Oh my goodness.
We are going to stand in line.
We're going to sleep out overnight. We are not sleeping anywhere. I slept in the theater. Same with Cars 3. Like, really?
Really?
Yeah, they need to sell another like age group.
Okay,
of
honestly,
kids.
I'm more into the idea of I'm more into the idea of Cars 3 than I am into Captain Underpants.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've read the comics. My wife is super mad about or whatever the book is. My wife doesn't like the book very much because it's
novels.
Well, the graphic novels. Just a bunch of poop jokes. That's all it is. And my wife's like, why is people like writing about poop jokes and giving this to children? Why did you buy him the book in the first place? Is what I wanted to know. I don't know how he ended up with two. He ended up with at least 2 or 3 books of these, and there's a whole bunch more.
I'm going to keep buying those books for him. I'm just leaving them in your house.
Yeah, it's your fault. I believe it was Titus.
Probably.
You bad influences.
Well,
that's what
Neo
it is.
got Titus into Pokemon. This is revenge. Our house is carpeted with bloody energy cards. He doesn't even know how to play.
I invited you to come out to come play at Mission one time.
Yeah, that's true.
and you didn't count.
I can't remember why we did.
Anyways,
Yeah.
well, let's shift gears a little bit more and talk about some of the upcoming events
We've
happening.
been really focused and consistent so far.
I know we have totally been focused and consistent, and so we will go. I'm trying to find one that's close by.
I just saw a really cool prop gun on.
Yeah, you did.
One of your things.
So first off, we're gonna talk about the Mario Kart Deluxe Switch tournament. So this is Mario Kart 6, I believe, at the Denzin Hall.
Denizen.
Yep. They have a Mario Kart tournament coming up. I mean, like anytime I think any pub or place is willing to host some kind of a video game tournament,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
I mean, come on, go out. I believe it says it's on Wing Wednesday.
Oh, even better.
I mean, really, 40-cent wings, and $4 Yellowhead, which I think is the beer. The Yellowhead Brewery.
Yeah, I assume so. Is there a Yellowhead Brewery now?
Yes, there is.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah,
I had like beer.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I've
down.
had that before. I think it's actually like downtown, the brewery.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
There's so many microbrews around it.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it.
Anyways, yeah, I love beer. Beer's great. Yeah. So that's happening on May 31st at Denzin Hall, from 7 to 11. So go and check that out. Go to Wings Wednesday. I mean, and go play
that
some
sounds
video
pretty
games.
good.
I'm
video games, wings, and brews.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
I mean, really. We also have the Edmonton Collecticon happening on June 11th. I'm surprised because I'm like, man, June is sneaking up on me right now.
I know.
We have our move date, which is June
10th.
Yep. And oh my goodness, I'm like,
supervised.
It's like less than 2. Yeah. You can't really move things.
No.
And if you ever see his police car, you would understand why.
Yeah.
So the Edmonton Collecticon is happening on June 11th over at it says Edmonton Collecticon, but I can't.
It gives an address, 14230 133rd Ave. I don't know.
I can't.
Italian Cultural Center.
That's what it is.
There we go.
So yeah, that's the Italian Cultural Center. $5 admission, and kids under 12 are free.
Nice.
Yeah. And if you're looking for one of those special things that you just cannot find anywhere else,
that I'm not allowed to buy.
Those things that you're if you don't want your wife to know about.
I'll tell her I'm going to talk about my feelings or something, and sneak out to this and spend $1,000 on toys.
Yeah, that's exactly how that works, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's how it works in our
usually it is.
So that's happening on June 11th at the Italian Culture Center. That's way down there. That one also is down there. Man, we got lots of in July. Oh, here's one more in June. We got Girls Learning Code.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you
with Scratch is great. We got a Scratch Junior app on our iPad.
Yeah.
And it's coding, but it like breaks the code down into like puzzle pieces. So it's like you don't have to type, you don't have to know semantics, you don't have to know any of that crap. You make the dude go left or up or down.
And that's essentially what coding is, right?
Yeah. It's fantastic. I know that I believe was put out by some guys at MIT. Built Scratch specifically for kids and to get them into coding.
Yeah.
And it's super cool.
It's awesome.
That's great.
And so Girls Learning Code, art making with Scratch, and it's a parent and child thing. We're
gonna be away from that.
That's good. Yeah. This will be at the Microsoft store in West Edmonton Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's super cool, super easy to get to. Tickets are available at eventbrite.ca. And this is happening on June 25th.
8 to 13 and the parent guardian.
Yeah, I mean,
Sophie's too young for that anyway.
Oh,
but she could totally do it.
Yeah. So I mean, this is pretty awesome. I mean, if you got a girl that's the biggest thing for pretty much the whole industry as a whole, like for programmers and stuff like that, is that there's not a whole lot of girl coders. Like there's not. And so for this kind of an event to happen is pretty cool. Like when you start the kids off young and get them kind of excited about, yeah, you can do this. Like this is nothing to be scared of.
It's not a gender thing.
No, it's not.
Like we, as a society, we say, well, coding's for boys and girls. Girls fashion design.
Yeah,
girls can code just as well as
just go worry about your hair. Okay.
Yeah.
And pink things and rainbows and buttercups.
Just ran into a friend of mine from high school who's a girl.
Yep.
And
weird.
I know.
You have a friend that's a girl, and I don't believe that.
We went on our first date together. It was kind of a big deal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Toy Story.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, she's like, I know 3 or 4 guys and her that went through computer science. She's the only one of them that's actually coding.
Awesome.
The other guys are doing totally unrelated stuff. Yeah, she's doing super cool stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, girls can totally code. That's
it's totally. See,
if we're going to be around for it.
There's a girl that can code. We have
confirmation.
We have confirmation. Yeah, that's awesome. So we got one more that I'd kind of like to mention tonight, and that is Fragapalooza. Yes, another fine member of our network, by the way, is Fragapalooza, and this is happening on August 10th. And I mean, this is quite a ways away, but this is a big event. If you are a gamer of any kind, you enjoy gaming, this is the event for you. I mean, honestly, other than like, what's it called? Extra Life. If like, I mean, obviously, do Extra Life.
Extra Life is great.
That's awesome.
I'm super soft, so I bailed at 3 a.m. But
you are. Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
I'm building my endurance for next year.
Yeah. So this is Fragapalooza. I mean, this is at the Leduc Recreation Center. This is like a whole weekend. Like this is from 10th to the 13th. 4 days. 4 days of video gaming. And they pretty much camp out there. They stay out there for the whole weekend. I believe people are in tents and sleeping bags, and I mean these guys are hardcore gamers. If you want some good,
it smells great in there.
Oh,
halfway through day 3, no, you're just gonna turn on the sprinkler heads.
Yeah, I mean it's a recreation center. I think they have something there.
I hope so.
Yeah. So yeah, this is an awesome event. Fragapalooza knows their stuff. They know how to do all the networking stuff. They help out Extra Life and stuff of that with their networking.
Cool.
So yeah, they're awesome people, and it's an awesome event. So go check that out. Fragapalooza 2017, August 10th.
Cool.
And that's pretty much it.
Can we look at there's one with
painting
prop guns? I'm totally into that.
Oh yeah. Okay. August 19. Intro into prop and costume painting with Nicole.
That's really good. I've just recently started getting into cosplay.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on my first costume, but I really like painting Nerf guns. So I'll totally go to that because obviously she's much better at it than I am.
Well, if you want to learn how to get into like this is an introduction to it.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn how to costume painting with Nicole, I don't even know how to say her name. Last name
looks like DeBear.
DeBear?
I don't know.
DeBear. We're gonna go with DeBear. DeBear.
Yeah. Or Debert.
Debert.
I think I'm gonna go.
I'm pretty sure it's not Debert.
And guess that it's DeBear.
Yeah. So yeah, this looks awesome. This is gonna be at the Theater Garage. So yeah, go check that one out. That looks. I'm kind of excited with that one.
It
looks
gun
awesome.
On the Facebook group looks really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I
can do some of that badly. So
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcus, for coming out tonight. We're gonna have you back because I mean we're gonna have more of these little chat type things as we continue on later on in the season. Next week we're hoping to go back to the normal with Chelsea and a special guest. We don't know who that is yet, but
Instead of just a regular guest
yeah,
and not Chelsea.
I kind of enjoy these. Just sit around and talk. I have no idea how long we've gone. Actually, I do.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, we're over an hour. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's easy to talk when you're kind of just sitting here with me. It's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I'm very excited because I like to have everyone here. It would be awesome to always do that, but obviously we can't always work that out. So, well, thank you again for coming on. I want to thank everyone out there for watching and listening to this edition of the Nerdcast. For all of those out there, I want to thank everyone who listens to the show and ask everyone, if you can, to share it with your friends on social media. The Northern Nerdcast is produced by myself, along with, Chelsea Thompson, Trina Schessel, and special guest Marcus. And that's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank everyone out there for listening to this edition of the Nerdcast. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Outro music.